As you can see, more renovations and all. But I'm going to do a thing, like I guess a good idea is things I'm always looking for. That was from the last video. We'll keep it there, though. But for collecting purposes, like the purpose of this channel was just to show off, because everyone does it, everyone likes it. You like to show off the things you remember, the nostalgia, the retro, and all that stuff there. So mostly it's going to be like figures, collectibles from back in the day, I remember and recall, and games. As you can tell, we're mostly games and collectibles and stuff like that. So I'm always on the look and want to be something like either stuff that I remember having as a kid and aren't with me anymore, so I'll see if I could find them again, or stuff that were around when I was a kid or younger and I wish I knew about. I'm like, how did I not know about these? I want to collect these for sure. These are cool. And then for the games, there's so many freaking cool games out there. A lot of cool games, lots of stuff coming. So for this, I was thinking of a list of things, a top 10 list, I guess, of things I want to get, acquire, hopefully find through the hunt, or just find a good deal on and get it, whether it's pricey or not. And here's my 10 things that I hope to get this year, and hopefully by the end of the year, I can see how much of these that I acquired and accomplished on this goal. This gnarly goal. Wolfman shaped. Let's get on with it. And we'll start things off with Inhumanoids. Now this is something that, as a kid, if I would have known about it, I would have loved to have gotten to collect these, play with these, and actually watch the series, because after hearing about it a couple years back and seeing the cartoon series, I'm like, that is some disturbing, really cool stuff made for 1986 and for a kids show to sell toys again. So the toys, I've only seen a couple in person, but some are extremely pricey, and one person having it as a collection, seeing it, and it's like, obviously they're not going to sell it, but it's really cool to see. So eventually, hopefully this year, I can get me a hold of something. But Inhumanoids, 1986, produced by Sunbow Entertainment, Marvel Productions, and animated in Japan by Toei Animation, which is pretty sweet. Get a hold of some of these. Next up, the Boglins. I was very upset because I forgot about the Kickstarter for the Boglins that ended December, 27th, 28th? But the wording on there, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, someone please let me know, by them doing this, and they really went above and beyond their goal to get, a lot of money. So hopefully they're putting more out there, and this, there's these 3 new ones, these different Kings, which look pretty cool, and a pretty good price to get those. But I like the idea that they're releasing the original couple 2s. I really like the idea of that, and hopefully, by doing this, they are making those more, because they said be the first to receive these. So hopefully, they'll be releasing these sometime more for people to get more out of than just the Kickstarter, because that'd be pretty sweet to get a hold of some of these. Been searching these down, missed out on some a lot, where it's like, crud, I forgot. This time, hopefully, even if it's just this, it'll be a cool thing to get. Get some more Boglins. Will be really cool to get this year, after not succeeding last year in getting them because of missed opportunities and being stupid and forgetting. Especially that one, the new one. I like the idea of this. Oh, well. And speaking of puppets, also on the list, I have one I will be showing in a video, or depending on when I upload this, the video before this. Go check it out. More stuff like that from Pizza I remember. I wasn't able to when the Land Before Time ones were out, because something like that. So I wasn't able to partake in that, but I was able to remember as a kid the Casper ones and so on. Get some of those, but also Street Sharks having some puppets, pretty cool stuff. I like it. Street Sharks was awesome. I loved Street Sharks as a kid. That was again, Ninja Turtles are cool. This is like Ninja Turtles, but with sharks, because sharks are cool. Let's get dinosaurs next. So that would be on the list, these puppets. Also, what I plan for an awesome, cool Christmas maybe this year is from Jingle All the Way, the Turbo Man doll. Yes, the coveted Turbo Man doll. I would love to get that. It's pretty pricey. There's a lot of listings I've seen. I was thinking of getting it for this Christmas, but I'm like, I'll wait, because hopefully maybe I can get one that's in box. That way it'll be pretty cool, like for Christmas, to actually open up and be like, inbox Turbo Man. Hopefully we don't get the bootleg version like in the movie. I'd rather get a legit Turbo Man doll. But yes, I would love to get the Turbo Man doll. I love that movie. I haven't seen that movie in years. I liked it as a kid. I have fond memories of it with my family, my uncle, seeing it in theaters, situations with him because of the packed theater. He had to stand in the aisle, but it was fun. It was entertaining. I loved it as a kid. Haven't seen it probably since 96, 97, probably 97 when it got released on DVD, VHS, I'm sorry. And then probably haven't seen it since then. And cool story, TBS aired it. I'm like, you know what? There with the family, watch the Christmas stuff. That was on. We watched it. It was cool seeing it again. And then TBS, or was it TNT? One of the two, I want to say. Unless I'm wrong again. But they cut out the last, 10 minutes of the movie because they had to show more commercials. So it just went to the next program. They really ruined that for people who wanted to see it for a first time. But a funny movie. It was just as enjoyable as I remember it from 20 plus years ago as a child. And get the Turbo Man doll. Not Booster. Definitely want the Turbo Man. Up next, as we love board games here, lots of board games. Horror House. The Horror House board game from the 80s. Very hard to get. It is. The box art alone is beautiful. It's creepy. The game is neat. In itself, it's rare, out of print. And I've seen a couple listings of it, but at that time I was like, I can get a lot of other board games for that price of this one. But there's still a few out there, and I feel like I should be able to, and probably will be able to jump on it. So hopefully by Halloween, spoopy season, I can get a hold of this. Especially I want to get the Japanese version because the art on that box looks amazing. I like Japanese, been studying it. Big fan of anime and their art style, their culture, and all that. So, really interested in their monsters, their yokai, stuff like that. Very interesting game that has the mechanic of this demon skull with 3 eyes that you put a sword in and it talks, like a lot of other of those old electronic talking games from back in the day. That will be top on my list for games. Also on top of my list, more games, slime games. I really like the idea of the slime games, and got a couple, but need to get a couple of the really old retro ones, like the Slime Monster, and I really want to get one that involved, what was it? Coming off a building, wish I could remember the name of it. That one seemed cool as you're going down a building. Some very interesting, unique takes on slime. We do have a couple. I will be showing a couple pretty soon. Pretty neat, rare ones, and again, speaking of board games, definitely on the hunt for some slime games this year. Get them, see if we can find them, or just get them for at least hopefully a decent price. More games, some of the coveted ones, I still would like to get me a hold of Tornado Rex. I'm on that. Tornado Rex is on the list of things to get. And one from my childhood, a couple from my childhood, which to this day I'm still upset that they got rid of. Parents, why? Why did we get rid of them? But I definitely want to get Forbidden Bridge, It from the Pit. Those are on the list as well. Coming up next, more TMNT. TMNT was my childhood. I love it, and that's one of the things I like to collect. I still have a whole bunch of really neat ones, but then there's some that, again, were gone thanks to stuff happening with, over the years. It sucks being a pack rat, and then your parents don't like you being the pack rat, so then they get rid of your stuff when you're away. But anyway, more retro TMT stuff, and more rarer stuff that, again, towards the end of the line that I never even knew existed, but seemed pretty cool. Maybe some of those, but mostly the ones I want to collect that I like, and ones that I think look cool, more so because TMNT was one of the best things ever. Still is. The old stuff. I don't like any of the newer stuff, but the old stuff, yes. That is on the list. We also have another board game, Peanut Panic. You'll see a ton of it out there, but this one involves elephants in a circus. The one I'm talking about is one where it's a guy on a little motorized cart, scoops up the peanuts and puts them in there. My best bud had memories of that from when he was a kid. They had it. They don't have it anymore. He would love to get it. I love to get it. If one of us can get it, if anyone I know can get it, it's basically owning it because I can play it and show it off, and it is a cool kids game from back in the day, from the 80s, but it is wonderful and just really cool with that old retro vintage look that is sought after by a lot of people. It is super rare. You can't find any listings pretty much anywhere. If I could, be jumping on that right away. Also, I've gotten some things from this, but I really want more. We're just going to go Dino heavy on this. Really enjoying the series, just looked into it, called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, and there are toys and figures, an arcade of it, and I think it's pretty neat to get some merch of that if I can find that. I would love to collect that. I like this. I like the idea. It's so back in the day. It is so like that 80s retro craziness. Cars, dinosaurs. It's pretty neat. The animation is pretty nice. The cartoon I really enjoyed. And I can't believe there's a figure out there. Hannah, she's a good character for reasons. She can kick your butt. That's awesome. Gotta at least collect her and a couple of the other things that they have available. And also, last but not least, in similar themes there, these sectars. I can show off what I have, but I want to get more of them. If they're in the best condition they can get, if I can get a good deal on some in box, that'd be cool. But for me, a lot of stuff, it depends on the product and the collectible item. In-box, non-in-box, doesn't matter to me because some of the stuff I am going to take out of the box. And the sectars would be something I would take out of the box. I want to put them on my the hand and walk around with them. And I'm enjoying that so much. So that is basically 10. I know some of them were slashes. If I forget anything, I guess what I can add in there, if that doesn't count as 10, then we'll put 11 or an asterisk somewhere. And we'll also add in the following. Skeleton Warriors would be a cool thing too. I like the idea of it. It is cool. I love horror. I love spooky stuff. I love crap like that. Sorry for the language, but that is awesome. Crap isn't language. But definitely Skeleton Warriors, and definitely more of the board games from Waddingtons. Got a nice collection to show some off. Waddington games, we know about it. Good games, based from the UK. Very good, old, vintage games. And maybe to find more games besides Waddingtons. I would like Waddingtons. There's Peter Pan I'm looking into, and other companies to see cool, awesome retro games, even American-based games, if there's anything that's cool from back in the day. And that will be the list. And then we'll go on to this. Let's hope that 2021 can bring that and see how good I reach that goal and see if I accomplish any of these. Later, on to this last part here, I guess. And then that's it. Hopefully I can get some of these. I'll let you know. What are some things you're looking forward to? Like collecting, what are your goals, like this year as a collector, as someone who just wants the stuff from their childhood remembrance, some that brings like their remember stuff with the friends, family, all that stuff there. What are you looking forward to the most? What do you want to collect? What are you hoping to get? Let me know. Let me know. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, and have some fun here. We got lots of cool things ahead. Good year coming. Later.